Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who started a 45-hour-long meditation session at the Vivekananda Rock Memorial in Tamil Nadu's Kanyakumari, ended his spiritual retreat today. During the meditation period, the Prime Minister was on a complete liquid diet. After ending his meditation session, Prime Minister visited the statue of Tamil saint philosopher Thiruvalluvar and paid his tributes before taking a ferry back. Those are the visuals. As you can see, the ferry which is perhaps ferrying back the Prime Minister of this country, Narendra Modi, who was on a spiritual retreat or a spiritual sojourn in Kanyakumari, Vivekananda Rock. There you can see those visuals. The Prime Minister began his 45-hour-long meditation session 2 days ago, and here he is now emerging from the spiritual sojourn and ready to perhaps face the world, considering that the results of the Lok Sabha polls are expected on 4th of June. There he is. Of course, there is a wonderful statue of Tamil saint philosopher Thiruvalluvar, and Modi has always quoted Thiruvalluvar during his various speeches in Tamil Nadu and also elsewhere. He paid his obeisance to Thiruvalluvar, his tributes to this great poet, saint and philosopher of Tamil Nadu, and is now back. During this sojourn, Prime Minister Modi stayed only on a complete liquid diet, and there are his pictures. The first pictures that you see on your screens right now, the Prime Minister emerging after his 45-hour-long meditative sojourn in Kanyakumari at the Vivekananda Rock Memorial, away from the world. When the campaigning stopped, Prime Minister Modi began his meditation. Of course, during this trip, Prime Minister, before ending his trip or his spiritual sojourn, Prime Minister Modi paid his respects to one of the greatest poets, saints, philosophers of Tamil Nadu, Thiruvalluvar, a man who is known for simplicity, a man who is known for philosophical wisdom, a man who is known for how he kept the Tamil culture alive all through his period and even later period, a man who's revered by all political parties, notwithstanding their ideologies. Thiruvalluvar, that is Prime Minister Modi, paid his respects to the statue of Thiruvalluvar at Kanyakumari. There you see Prime Minister Modi. For those viewers who have just joined us in this bulletin, Prime Minister Modi decided on a 45-hour-long meditation at Vivekananda Rock at Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu, and now those pictures that you see, he has emerged after he's finished his meditation, which he took for 45 hours long. During this meditative session, Prime Minister Modi, of course, paid obeisance to the sun god first. The pictures had arrived earlier, and also stayed on a complete liquid diet. Prime Minister Modi emerging there, and he was at the Vivekananda Rock Memorial in Tamil Nadu, Kanyakumari, where the great philosopher of India, Vivekananda, is also supposed to have attained enlightenment. And after that, Prime Minister visited and paid his respects and obeisance to the statue of Tamil saint philosopher and a great man, Thiruvalluvar, and then took a ferry back to once again resume normal activities. The Prime Minister, known to be a politician as well as somebody who believes in inner peace, inner calm, and also preserving his energy, considering he's had a marathon kind of a session during campaigning, gave nearly 75 interviews and campaigned regularly across the length and breadth of this country. Those are the pictures of Prime Minister Narendra Modi accompanied by his security personnel. He shall take a ferry back after that, which he's done already, from the Vivekananda Rock. Earlier, when he reached Kanyakumari, he first went to Kerala and then took a ferry from there to reach Kanyakumari and the Vivekananda Rock Memorial. "45 hours long meditation session. Prime Minister Modi ends it today in Kanyakumari, in Tamil Nadu, in Kanyakumari. During this meditative session, Prime Minister Modi took care to only stay on a liquid diet. And he shall now take his ferry back after, of course, paying respects and obeisance to the great poet, philosopher of Tamil Nadu, Thiruvalluvar. Those are the pictures of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who has emerged after his 45-hour-long meditative session at the Vivekananda Rock Memorial in Tamil Nadu. If you may recall, last year he was in Kedarnath during a similar spiritual sojourn. The Thiruvalluvar statue, by the way, is built around 500 meters and it's adjacent to the Swami Vivekananda Rock Memorial, and it is a symbol of Tamil culture. It is a symbol of Tamil philosophy. It is also a symbol of Tamil being the ancient language, which of course Prime Minister Modi has always spoken about. So today, before ending his meditative session at the Vivekananda Rock Memorial, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also paid his respects and obeisance to Thiruvalluvar, the great poet saint who appealed across to people and also is somebody today who's revered. If you look at Tamil Nadu's emblem, the government's emblem, it has Thiruvalluvar there, and that is what he represents: Tamil culture, Tamil philosophy and the ancient Tamil culture. Colleague Brijesh Pandey, who will weigh in on this aspect of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Last year he was away in Kedarnath after hectic campaigning, and this time in the sweltering heat and one of the longest election campaign phases ever faced. I think it is second, if I'm not wrong. Earlier there has been one which was very lengthy. He retreated to the Vivekananda Rock Memorial in Tamil Nadu to meditate for 45 long hours. And to speak more on this, I'm now being joined by my colleague Brijesh Pandey from the newsroom. Brijesh Pandey, so here is Prime Minister Narendra Modi on our screens right now, who began a 45-hour-long meditative session at the Vivekananda Rock Memorial. He ended the retreat today, and now took a ferry back. Tell me something, Brijesh. A lot of people are asking, I'm not getting into the politics as yet, but last time he did it in Kedarnath. This time, you know, he did from the hills, he came to the plains, to the southernmost tip of India, that is Kanyakumari. How do you look at it? It is very unusual. No Prime Minister, I think, in the history has ever done this. How do you look at it, Brijesh Pandey?
I think, this is what Prime Minister Narendra Modi is making his signature move, that, that when it comes to the last phase of the election, he would go to a retreat or sojourn which has, high cultural relation significance as far as Hinduism is concerned. And this is the reason why, he first went to Kedarnath in 2019. And this time he went to Kanyakumari for a 45 hours long meditation. We saw visuals and videos which had come out of Prime Minister doing meditation and all. I think, this particular issue is one thing which, opposition, this is happening right now, when the Prime Minister is coming out of Kanyakumari, taking the ferry, coming back to Delhi, the 7th phase voting is going on. So opposition is, you cannot say that they are completely out of context when they say that, that this is what they call a silent campaign. But I would say that, that when you are fighting somebody who's running one of the most efficient, well-oiled election machinery, opposition has to be prepared for this kind of thing. And what happened in 2019, everybody knew that something or that will happen in 2024. I guess opposition was caught napping because ever since, from 2014 onwards, Prime Minister has done certain things which has changed the way we used to cover elections generally. So I think, the Prime Minister, the BJP, his supporters are calling it is just a spiritual journey, doing this meditation, 45 hours long meditation, to purify himself for what, has been going on, the heat and the dust of election campaigning. Opposition doesn't see this way, rightly so as far as their point of view is concerned, that, this is nothing but, just an attempt of doing a silent campaigning. So both sides are there, but, as our colleague Surbhi, who is covering this, this meditation, she's giving us these exclusive visuals which are running on our News9 Live, where Prime Minister is there at the Vivekanand Rock Memorial, is coming out, going to take ferry. So it's a very interesting, ending of meditation, 45-hour long meditation, and I guess, another 3 hours before the 7th and the final phase of election comes to an end.